I like to dedicate this to all of the Creator's righteous children. I have some food in my bag for you. Not that edible food, that food you eat. No, I have some food for thought. Since knowledge is infinite, it has infinitely fell on me.
This poem is dedicated to the International Indigenous Youth Council and also to LaDonna Brave Bull Allard, who started this movement 1 year ago. Standing Rock. It all started with a prophecy 7 generations ago that the youth would take over and become our new heroes. They didn't know how and they didn't know when, but when it happens, they will do it with a grin. So when the Black Snake came, they were ready to fight with prayer. When LaDonna put out the call, the youth were there. They tried to do it alone, but learned they were bigger in numbers. So they ran 1,800 miles from North Dakota to D.C. to bring the fight to more eyes. And once on the road, they were met with much hospitality and support. Some even followed them to D.C., where they set up their fort. One petition and a round dance in the rain later, the movement grew. And when they went back home, they had a crew. Indigenous and not, they stood and they fought. They fought till the cops came with a plot. They arrested those who protested with smiles on their faces. But they didn't know the youth had some aces up their sleeves. When the youth felt they were at a loss, they knew at all costs they must fight till the end. So they called on the youth for those they can depend, to stand together to use their voices for change. Youth heard the cries and came in droves from all over the world to support. In a van, train, plane, they came in big cohorts. As the months went on, the battle got bigger, but the spirits grew. Protests popped off at banks worldwide, divesting money and chanting "No dapple too." From August to September, the numbers got larger. The fight got harder, but the message grew farther. But on September 5th, they brought the dogs, turned them on the people as if they were hogs. They became bloodthirsty for all the wrong reasons. What a way to end the summer season. While dogs came to bite, the protectors started to fight. The police arrested one after another. In jail, they were treated with disrespect, thrown in dog kennels and given no reprieve. Once the temperature started to chill, Sacred Stone Camp became full to the brim. The second camp kept people coming, named Osheti Sakoan, the 7th Council Fire. September turned to October, turned to November, and your girl did some important work in the DMV. Her and her mama donated crates full of clothes and food, attended protests, and raised money to send with the dudes from Charm City Farms. Then in the middle of the night of November 20th, 2016, panic struck. Water protectors were sprayed with ice-cold water as they tried to duck. Bear gas was sprayed in the face of many, while Morton County was around in plenty. We then heard some family were going to camp, and we jumped on board to go spread our light. So November 24th, 2016, we traveled to Standing Rock and spent Thanksgiving weekend on lock. While there, we visited the camp and saw firsthand the unification. Tribes and non-natives from all over together fighting for water. Mothers, fathers, daughters, and sons, grandmas, grandpas, aunties, and uncles. All together they stood and they prayed, laid tobacco down on sacred land. I visited Sitting Bull's grave and saw buffalo for days. Then saw artists of all backgrounds lay down some tracks of resilience for the movement. I took a walk with the women in honor of White Buffalo Calf Woman. We walked through the front lines and prayed for the police. Tears were left and chants shared. The women are resilient, raw, and bare. Soon time passed and it was time to go home, but the energy shared will always be known. While white snow fell on tents, yurts, and teepees, they warned the protectors to get out of town all creepy. Once we got home, more protests were had till the easement was not passed in a last-minute turn, but our new 45 is Mr. Donald Trump. Chairman Archambault then told the protectors to leave, but the youth said stay if you can, but go if you want. So we fought and we fought some more, till Mr. Trump came knocking on their door. Come February 2017, the easement got passed. The water protectors were furious, although it wouldn't last. Once the snow became too much, it was time to pack up. So the protectors started to move everything. Before we knew it, the last of the pipeline would be built, and the police came through camp with absolutely no guilt. They pushed them and made them leave immediately, putting fire and distinction to everything in sight. The protectors fought till the end of the night. They all went home to fight on their turf. So as the world watched the camps go up in flame that day, the spirits still remained on the land and in the people. Even though we knew this ended unequal, And as the physical part is over, there is still so much to do. All over the country, pipeline after pipeline, spill after spill, through bonds to our mother, we have all become kin, and where resilient we will win. So 1 year later, I reflect on a battle not yet won, but the prospects are high, that we will fly and soar to the stars, to make sure Mother Earth goes far. So girls and boys, men and women, all those in between, we must learn from those who have fought before us, plus keep fighting every day until we gain our goals, because we all must play our roles. For the water and the earth, for our family and our communities, we take our bonds and go forward to protect Earth for years to come. Matakuyo Yasin.